Jake and AD.
Back in 5th grade, those two were inseparable. Like peanut butter and jelly, Batman and Robin, two peas in a pod. You get the picture. They did everything together. Built Lego empires, conquered the monkey bars at recess, even shared their gummy bears, mostly.
They were the kind of friends who just each other. They had the same goofy sense of humor. They both loved video games, and they were both convinced they'd grow up to be millionaires.
Little did they know, their friendship was about to face the ultimate test. 7th grade hit like a ton of bricks. Suddenly, everything changed. Girls, for one thing. Popularity for another. And worst of all, the dreaded C-word competition.
It all started with a stupid argument over a game of basketball. Jake thought AD was hogging the ball. AD thought Jake was playing dirty. Insults flew, friendships fractured.
From that day forward, Jake and AD were sworn enemies. They couldn't stand to be in the same room together. They avoided each other in the hallways. Their once unbreakable bond was shattered. The worst part? Nobody could even remember what they were fighting about anymore. But one thing was for sure, the rivalry was on. 8th grade arrived, bringing with it a new obsession, Minecraft. All the cool kids were playing it, building elaborate worlds and battling virtual monsters. Jake and AD were no exception. But their rivalry spilled over into the digital realm. They built rival empires, constantly trying to outdo each other.
Then came the ultimate showdown, the Minecraft presidential election.
The campaign was intense. Jake promised lower taxes, on diamonds of course. AD vowed to build a giant wall to keep out creepers. The mudslinging was epic. The trash talk was legendary. In the end, Jake emerged victorious, becoming the first ever president of their Minecraft server.
AD was furious. This wasn't just a game anymore. This was war.
Fast forward to 10th grade. It was the summer before their junior year, and the stakes had never been higher. Why? Because this time, the election was real. Student body president, to be exact.
Riding high on my Minecraft victory, I decided to run for office.
And who should step up to challenge him? None other than AD, of course. The campaign was brutal. Online harassment became the norm. Propaganda spread like wildfire on social media. Rumors were started, lies were told, friendships were tested.
AD is a secret agent for the lunch ladies. The horror. Oh yeah? Well, Jake's family is smuggling illegal hamsters, don't ask.
It was absolute chaos. The worst was yet to come. One fateful night, things took a dark turn. Jake had a car, a beat-up old clunker he'd affectionately named Present. It wasn't much, but it was his pride and joy. That is, until AD got his hands on it.
Fueled by anger, jealousy, and a whole lot of pent-up rage, I decided to exact my revenge.
He snuck into the school parking lot late one night, armed with a can of spray paint and a heart full of malice. The next morning, Jake couldn't believe his eyes.
Present was no more. In its place was a twisted metal carcass covered in graffiti and missing a few vital components, like a windshield.
AD had gone too far. This wasn't just a prank. This was destruction of property. This was war. The aftermath of the car incident was swift and brutal. AD, his reign of terror finally over, was caught red-handed. Or should we say, red spray-painted. He was facing serious consequences. Expulsion, legal trouble, and the wrath of every car owner in school.
This can't be happening. What have I done?
Jake, meanwhile, had become an unlikely hero. He may have lost his beloved Present, but he'd gained something far more valuable. The respect and admiration of his peers. He even won the election by a landslide.
As I stood on that stage accepting my victory, I couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness. I'd won the battle, but at what cost? My former best friend was a fugitive from justice, and our friendship was nothing but a distant memory.
As for AD, he was last seen speeding away from the scene of his crime, a wanted poster with his face on it flapping in the wind. Where was he going? What would become of him? And would he ever learn his lesson? Only time would tell.